Welcome back, guys. First thing I want to say is I'm really sorry that I have not made any videos. I've had several of you asking for some updates about what's going on and some of the issues I have had with the bike, because I know some of you were looking at it. But before I get into all that, I want to say I'm so sorry to the subscribers I have gotten. I think the last video that I made was sorry, I got some noise here. The last video I made was about 6 months ago, and at that time I was so happy I had 16 subscribers, and now I have 68 or 64 or whatever it is now. And I just want to say thank you for you guys that have stuck through. I've had a lot going on. I switched jobs, had some financial situations, and trying to take care of my kids, but I do want to get certainly over the spring and the summer, get to where we can make at least one video per week. And I think anybody that wants to do YouTube should have time to make at least one semi-decent video per week. I even had to get a new phone because my other phone broke, so I'm using a kind of a cheap phone right now. This is a blue, so I don't know how good the video quality is going to be on this. But anyway, 6-month review. Let's talk about that. I think in that 30-day review, my last video 6 months ago, I told you about the pedals. I have had some issues with the pedals. The pedals are cheap, guys. So, if you want a good quality, riding experience in the pedal department, you don't need to get pedals. And that was that issue. The other issue is that I've had is on the front disc brake. So we've got a puppy dog here. On the front disc brake, I don't know what had happened, but it had gotten bent, and clearly the whole thing got misaligned. Now, I have never crashed the bike. The bike hasn't even been laid down. As you can see, I mean, if you can see, I don't know if we can, but there's no paint missing or anything on the disc brake, or, you don't see any paint missing here. So, I do ride my bike to work, and I do put it in, a bike stand with others. I think that the brake had, the disc itself, I think it got hit and completely bent it. I was able to bend it back 9%, but I still couldn't get it just right. And believe me, when you have a bent disc brake, it's not really that it's going to slow it down that much, but man, it's noisy. I mean, you won't want to ride with your buddies, or you won't want to ride anywhere. I mean, it's very noisy. It's very noticeable to other people that you're riding with. I mean, it just makes you want to reach into a backpack and just get a wrench and try to bend it, or, so it just doesn't make that noise, because it's pretty terrible. And I think that is what happened, is that somebody bumped their bike into my brake, and that brings me to that issue. Okay, one subscriber said that he loved his Trek FX2 disc, but the components they're a little cheap for, Trek has raised their prices. I mean, this bike, it used to be around $550 or something like that. It's now $600. And, all of Trek's ranges have seemed to go up in price, and they haven't really gone up in quality. They just went up in price. So that's a little disconcerting. I have looked around, and there are similar bikes to this that you can get with, the Tektro disc brakes and the Shimano Tourney derailleurs. I had to replace a Shimano Tourney derailleur on my son's bike, and the dealership charged me $12 for it. I mean, that's what they charged me, and of course, the part was probably, $7.88 or whatever. So when you're paying for a Trek, I mean, overall still, of course, decent bike, but you're still paying for a name. You're paying for the name, and you're paying for the frame. I mean, the disc brakes, these little Tektros, it is cheaper quality components. This is not a Shimano disc brake, which is far superior. Anything in the Shimano range is far superior. I mean, of course, it costs more, and that's how Trek makes their money, right? Is they've got to cut corners and put the Tektros on there that can apparently easily be bent, even in a bike rack. Again, I've never crashed the bike. It's never been laid down. None of that. So, These are things to keep in mind, and I know you guys wanted me to give you the update. Yeah, for $600, I'm doing some research. You know, there are other bikes that are very similar frame, similar geometry, fitness bike that have a little bit better components these days for that $600 price point. You know, why doesn't the Trek? Well, Trek is like Nike or Under Armour or whoever, you know, Coach bags or whatever your favorite brands are. You know, you're paying for some name. You know, you're not always paying for 100% quality. You're paying for some name that goes along with it. So that's one of those things to keep in mind. Anybody else? I know that some of you guys have said, you know, you wanted to get this bike after I made that, you know, 30-day review. Have any of you other guys had any issues with it? Have you had any issues with the derailleur, the pedals? Has anybody else just come out of the store and had a bent front disc or a rear disc? I haven't had any troubles with the rear disc yet, but you know, do let me know. And I hope this video helps you guys out. Do ask any questions that you need to ask, and I will try to respond. I'm going to get, you know, now I've got my life caught up, which I do. I'm going to be a little bit more active on the YouTube scene. So do ask those questions, and please subscribe. I'm going to start trying to make these videos once a week, and we'll do some comparisons. We'll talk about some other things that you guys bring to me. Thank you so much. Today's Wednesday here in Jacksonville, Florida. It's fairly chilly. It's bright and sunny. I was going to make the video yesterday, but it started to rain, and I just couldn't get it done yesterday because somebody had asked me, please make an update video. So I wanted to get this done for you guys. And I want to thank you again so much for just sticking with me. And we're going to start getting things back together here. This is Brad in Jacksonville, Florida, the Fit Bike, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.